I went to Slinger grade school, first grade, and all the way up to Slinger High School, 12 years at Slinger. And it was an outstanding experience. And I really look forward to going to school because I had a lot of friends. Some of the people that I had as classmates in first grade were John Montag, Tom Groth, Danny Richter, Jim Emmer. Those are people that came to Slinger. Some of my friends, they came after they were at private schools, after sixth grade. But yeah, and in girls there was Sandy Schulteis, Mary Schmidt, and many more. I just off the top of my head, it's kind of hard to remember everyone.
My name is Kenny Miller. I was born and raised in the town of Jackson. Did my 8 years of school at Trinity Lutheran on Pleasant Valley Road, which is still there, by the way. My favorite class in grade school was, I struggled with everything, really. Probably my best class was recess when we played sports and stuff. Winter and summer, we didn't have any basketball hoops or anything, so we played baseball from as soon as we could in spring and as long as we could in fall.
Hi, my name is Dave Slatinshek. This is a picture of me in probably 1974, 75 in kindergarten. Cleveland Heights Elementary School in New Berlin. Kindergarten teacher, I believe her name was Mrs. Schultz, if I'm not mistaken. Again, that's a long time ago. Teacher's name in grade school was Mr. Gustafson. I remember that. We called him Mr. G. And when he said it was time for dodgeball, everyone went crazy. It was just a blast. You wish it never ended. And then summertime was, we always did baseball. And then we had like little Olympics, not summertime, but in spring. We always had like little Olympics, and then spring was baseball. Anytime you could get outside was awesome.
Hi, my name's Bill Seeger, and this is my graduation picture in 1969. I graduated from James Madison High School in Milwaukee. I had a lot of great memorable experiences. Some of my favorite classes was English, drafting, business law, history. Pretty much completes it.
Hi, I'm Randy Kiesen. Went to school at David Starr Lutheran in Kierkein, Wisconsin. Grew up on a farm. We kind of look forward to going back to school. It was a little change of pace from working on the farm, so it was fun. We had good experiences. I remember once or twice a year we'd ride our bikes an hour, 3 or 4 miles to school. On the way home, we'd stop at a place and load up our pockets with candy that we got for pennies or nickels. Otherwise, it's went by fast. I really didn't have a favorite subject, but I was good at spelling. I won some spelling bees. Just enjoyed the sports because we didn't have leagues at that time. We did have I remember a long sledding hill one time we went down, and it was probably a good half a mile almost. And by the time we got back, we were late for recess, so that didn't happen too often, but it was good time.
I didn't mind school at all. I went to school at Wisconsin Avenue School on 27th in Wisconsin in Milwaukee. And I even remember my kindergarten teacher. Her name was Mrs. Carge. Little old lady, she took care of all the kids. I guess just like any kid, my most favorite class was recess, I can't necessarily complain. A lot of good memories. Recess, we had basketball. We had kickballs back then. We had baseball. If it was baseball, you played it quick. You could only get a few innings in before recess was over and you had to go back to class. And I'm pretty sure we had a morning recess and an afternoon recess before class was out. And like I said, just like any other kid, that was my favorite class. I always loved math, and to this day, numbers just stick in my head. My wife always asks me, how do you do that? I says, I don't know, it just does. I think a lot of guys are like that. And I think my English and spelling was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Still is to this day. Boy, I believe the flashcards were only if you had issues. You know, it was just extra stuff to take home, kind of for you to work on, just so you could get better at what you were struggling with. Made sense. My supplies, you're right, we did have to wrap all the books, but I come from a family of 10, so we didn't have a lot of money back then. And we would take grocery bags and cut them to fit. And my mom showed us how, and it all worked. They held up like iron. It did the job. We didn't have to spend any extra money. Use what was laying around.